It's Christmas 2020. Jesus is born. It's a time for celebration. It's a time to be with our family and our friends. Have you ever wondered, looking at a child being delighted at the many gifts that he receives? Who is that one person who moves from house to house delivering these gifts? He is sure Santa Claus. To understand this man, he is Santa Claus, we need to look at the Santa lens. The lens is the way in which Santa looks at the world. This lens is the abbreviation LENS. Speaking of the Santa lens, L stands for learning something about Santa Claus. Who is Santa? This name sounds familiar. We remember from history, in the 3rd century, there was a man named Saint Nicholas. And Saint Nicholas was a man who went out of his way to help those who are needy, those who are orphaned, those who do not have things to share with, those who are on the streets, children who longed for something from their parents, but because of financial problems, wouldn't get it. It was Saint Nicholas who would reach out to such people as these. It was later seen in the 12th, 13th and the 14th centuries that this little trick of Saint Nicholas became so possible in the world. People started telling stories about Santa Claus, as he was fondly known as. Santa Claus is a term used for Saint Nicholas, who reached out to others, sharing what he had with those of the less fortunate. In the Santa lens, after the L comes the E. E stands for the experience of Santa in people of today. The experience is very simple. Let me tell you a little story. There's a story told about a little girl in a nursing home. Her name was Margaret. She was so much in love with this old legendary myth of Santa Claus that she asked the nurses, "Can I meet Santa?" It was Santa making the rounds in the nursing house. And this nurse goes up to Santa and says, "Can you please visit Margaret?" And Santa said, "I surely have come for them." He goes to Margaret's bed and he asks Margaret, "Margaret, what do you want from me?" And Margaret, with a smile on her face, looks up to Santa and says, "I just want one thing, a kiss and a hug from you." And Santa, filled with excitement, "I will surely give it to you." He gives her a tight hug. And she, in astonishment, was so happy that she says, "Santa, this is the best Christmas gift I have ever received." He carries on doing his other rounds, meeting other children in the nursing house. As he finishes, he comes back to the nurse and he asks this nurse, "Can I meet Margaret once again?" And the nurse, delighted with the question, tells Santa surely, hurries up to the room where Margaret was. And Margaret, astonished on looking at Santa, Santa, you have given me the best Christmas gift I have ever wanted. At the end of, she silently breathed her life and died. With that smile on her face, Santa never forgot this little Margaret of the nursing house. The experience of Santa today for us is an experience of sharing love and being with someone who needs us. In the Santa lens, the third alphabet is N. N standing for noticing the elements of Santa in our very lives. What are the different elements that we find? In the Gospel says it so beautifully. I have come to serve and not to be served. The different elements are the different people who live out the element of Santa Claus in our very lives. We find it in Jesus. We find it in the apostles. We find it in the prophets. And today in the 21st century, we find it in guides, in teachers, in our very parents, in people who are ready to be there with us and be a backbone for our lives. The element of Santa is an element of guidance, of sharing, of caring, and of growth. The fourth important element in this Santa lens is the S. The S stands for the surprise element of Santa. The surprise element of Santa is seen in the way in which he lived life. We are called today to follow this surprise element of CDR. In the past, we used to have the CDs, rewritable disc. Today, we don't have a rewritable disc, but we surely have our lives. The surprise element is to move from a condemning attitude to a commending one. The D stands for a dryness of life to a dynamism, and R to move from a routine way of doing things to a rhythmic way of enjoying the time we have in life. This is the surprise element that Santa Claus is teaching us today. What package is Santa delivering us today? We are all a wrapped up package in ourselves. We are called to unwrap the packages of our lives. The book of Genesis beautifully said, each one of us is made in the image and likeness of God. We are all a wonderful wrapped up package that God has sent to this earth. The package entails three important things. Someone to look up to, and that someone is God. Something to look forward to, our friends and family, people who are close to us. And finally, someone to chase, and that is our very selves, our limitations turning to our growths. This is the package that Santa is today delivering to you and to me. If Santa was present today with us here, he would have looked down to earth and said, finally, I'm so happy. Here there are people who are living life with a better lens. Santa's message is also a message of love. Always remember, you need to do whatever it takes for the ones you love. Look at a little child and his smile and delight on receiving a gift. Think of a parent who's proud at checking out a report card of their child excelling in life. Look at a brother who's awaited his sister for a long time because she has been somewhere else. And finally, look at a parent who has seen their own daughter revive and renew back to life after contracting a virus. That is love. Why wait to be surprised? Let us take Santa's lens to our hearts and always remember that we are called to reach out to others without a reason, for all seasons, and make an impact of a lifetime. We are called today from Santa Claus to be the hands, the heart, and the head of Santa. The hands that reach out to others and help people. The heart that feels and has compassion for those who are in need. And the head that understands what is to be done and goes out to do it. May this Christmas be a moment when you put on the lens of Santa and remember Santa Claus as an integral part of Christmas.